Hello, welcome to Elisa Marie Designs. I am Elisa Maria. Welcome back if you are back, and welcome if you are new. So I was just sitting in with John during his reading of Jaws chapter 5. It's a big one, so we're breaking it down in baby bites. Baby shark. Baby shark bites. And I am diamond painting while he is reading Kurtis Rykovich's Daydreamer, who is a mermaid. So I figured, let me continue. Since he took a break, he was like, well, we got the contractors here too. So that's no fun having the contractors here also. I'm just going to stay where I was. John was reading here. So the two of us are in the shot. He's reading and I'm working on my mermaid. And I said, I'm going to continue working on my mermaid because tomorrow is already Self-Care Sunday and Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the daddies out there. And just like Mother's Day, I know sometimes Father's Day is not an easy day. My dad's gone. I'll be going to the cemetery tomorrow morning. That is my plan. And then we're going to go see John's dad. And then we're going to come back to South Philly. And we are going to... Where's my tweezer? Tweezer. I'm playing around a lot with this tweezer. Because this is an old Dreamer design. And there's some gapping, as we all know. So... then I'm going to come back to South Philly. I'm going to meet up with my son. Let me just drop that right on there. And maybe go to lunch or something. I'm not sure. I mean, John had a gig last night. I was supposed to have a live and it didn't happen because I was exhausted. And I was like, I am not going to be any good to anyone. Even though I had a list of things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I'm like, I'm not going to be any good to anyone if I can't keep my eyes open. It was like that kind of like mental fatigue. Really wasn't physical fatigue. It was more mental because I was comatose. Like on the, John went out the door. I was in the recliner and he's like, what are you going to do? Well, he did say, I'm happy that you're taking the time off because I know that you're tired and you're just go. He's like, I just don't even know how you do it half the time where you're just always like, going. You just keep going and going and going. And where am I at? Am I over here? Yeah, I'm trying to get you guys closer because I feel like you don't really see me. You don't really see what I'm doing. And like, she's so pretty. So he was like, I'm glad that you're taking the time off. Self-care isn't just on a Sunday, And I was like, okay. Then I heard from Gabrielle and we were texting and she's like, no, you need to take care of yourself. I'm like, I'm going back and forth and John was in one ear and you're in another. And this is all the sign that I need to say, I'm going to cancel. I'm canceling tonight. So I just vegged out. I literally didn't move from the time that John left with his guitar at like 5 o'clock. And he went to go see another songwriter that he knows before he went to his gig. And he ended up booking a job at the place that she was at. And he was calling me all excited. And I just didn't even have the energy to be excited. I was like, that's great, honey. I'm so happy for you. I had no excitement. Usually I'm like jumping up and down. So, yeah. But yeah, I had excitement this morning. So, I ended up putting on Tubi. And the last time I did this was when I had COVID. And I just was like, just put the TV on. There's always something good on Tubi. And one show after another was playing. One movie after another. They were like movies I had never seen before. One was Dream Lover with James Spader and the girl from Twin Peaks. And it had like a Hitchcock type of feel to it. And even a Hitchcock type of ending too. And so I got involved in that. Then I got involved with something else with, I don't know, Ralph Fiennes. Ralph Fiennes, is it? Ray fine, Ralph fine, and you know, him and Heather Graham were naked throughout the whole show. I was so tired I couldn't even get interested in it. And then, I don't even know what the hell it was called, but they were naked from the time the show started until right up to the ending. And then I don't know what came on after that. John was like, "What'd you do?" I said, "I just let Tubi play." Oh, Red Shoes Diaries came on. That was an oldie. You know, based on the book. So that was my evening, and then John came in about 10 o'clock, and I just was like, "I'm going to bed." And then, of course, didn't go to bed. I don't know what this is. If this is insomnia, it sucks that you're tired and you still just cannot go to sleep. Because I love getting up in the morning. I love it. I love getting up in the morning. I love getting up in the morning and like, what time is it? And let me go in the bathroom, wash my face, comb my hair, brush my teeth, go make my dose for the morning. You know, I'm all like gung ho. I can't wait. It's a new day. What's going on? Oh, the guys are here. The contractors are here. Oh my gosh! Wait until you guys see the yard. I can't remember if I showed you guys what the yard was looking like before, but you should see it now. It looks like I put an extension on the house, and all I did was put an awning up, like straight across the width of my yard, the length of my yard. Well, the width and length of my yard. Come on, putty. It's not tacky. I just have too much in there, and then it's like you don't have enough. I see people really pack their placer. I don't know how they do it, because I never see them cleaning off the rim of their placer. And I'm a light picker-upper. I don't pick up my drills like where I push them into the putty. So that happened last night. And I think, you know, like now he booked this gig that's going to be next Friday. So I'm going to have a live during the week. And I just think that that's the way it's going to go for the most part with the summer. I think Friday's going to be difficult for me because I have to get one of those. I have to get one of the light covers. I think Fridays are going to be difficult for me because now with his schedule, and you know, if he's going to book a gig, it's going to be on a weekend, and he wants me to be there. So this is at a new place. It's not. This is not. Well, this is in South Philly still, but it's going to be an Uber right away. I'm not going to go for the whole 3 hours. I'll let him get started for the first hour, and then I'll go for the last 2, and then we'll probably hang out for a little bit. But it's nice. It's like a garage type feel, and they have outdoor seating, which is nice, and a few of our favorite places are down there too. It's another part of the city that I don't think you guys have seen, and really pretty. So it's starting to build up like a lot of live music down that end. So that's going on. But I do feel like it's like this weather. It's another dark, gloomy day today. Ugh. And you guys, I have like only about 4 more squares to do on night's rest. Oh yeah. I've been coming in here, I can't sleep, and maybe I'm doing like an hour. I don't know, maybe it's like a template for, you know, being able to do these canvases, because like I'm getting this one off to like another start. You know, I bought her and I put her away. I couldn't wait. I was like, you know, just get her, because, you know, there's Mermaids in May, and you're going to want something to do, and it might sell out. And you love Kurtis, and she'll go on your wall. But, you know, I took her out, and I did. This is all I did for Mermaids in Magic. That was it. Just this here. In fact, the thumbnail that I made was more exciting than the work that I did. So, you know, I got out of that one. You know, this is why I don't join events. I feel bad. I feel like I want to join events to be with diamond painters, and like that's for me. But I could never really just, you know, I can't stick to a plan. But I'm not a planner. You guys know this. I'm not a planner. I find it difficult. I don't know. There's like that rebel in me. Some things I do. You know, some things are, they're not really plans though. They're more like rituals that I do. And I have to tell you guys, during the week, it was already starting to set in the way that I was feeling. So I decided that I was going to get down on the floor and do some yoga. Up, and my yoga mat is here. My yoga blocks are here. And I was thinking, because again, oh, that's on my camera. Again, Awaken with Elisa is still in her infant stages. So anytime I feel like I was sitting at this desk and my shoulders are going like this, you know, and I'm like, oh, I really need to I need to stretch. I feel like my shoulders are rolling forward. My back in the middle is getting like sloped. So what I do I have 2 extra blocks here? Yeah. Could do this on a wall too. So what I do, and what I love to do, is a heart bench. And you take your block. This block is going to go this way on the floor, but it goes right in between your shoulder blades. For us women, the bottom of the block is going to be right where your bra strap would be, no lower than that. For men, it's right along the line of your shoulder blade. So you're laying on this, and then you take the second one and it goes this way behind your head. Right along, if you take your finger and you go like this, you're going to feel that little ledge. In yoga we call it the edge of heaven, because you put your head on there and you rest your head on there. My ponytail's in the way. Take it out. Block and put it right there. And when you lean on that, as soon as I lean on both blocks, I hear, I get like an alignment. Well, not like an alignment, an alignment. But if you have like a headache, you could just lay on this and you could just run that edge along the edge of the back of your head, and you'll open up those blood vessels in the back of your head. I'm like, why am I not videotaping this and putting it on Awaken with Elisa? Because I have 3 essential yoga poses that I do that do your whole body. And I'm like, why are you not doing this for Awaken with Elisa? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? And I'm literally talking to myself too. What's wrong with me? I need a minute for myself. I need this to be for me right now. So I thought, I think I will film those, little tips about the yoga block. Go to Five Below and go get a yoga block. It feels so good when you lay on that and you rub your head along the back. It's just like all the tension in your neck muscles and in your shoulders are just like, and then if you do with the other block, you got the east to west and then north to south. That's the way it looks like on your yoga mat. You do that, I could fall right to sleep in that pose. I could fall right to sleep. Your shoulders start to drift over the yoga block, so they're moving. You're expanding this part, your shoulder, your collarbones. Your head starts to relax. It's so relaxing. Go right to bed. Go right to sleep. Why am I not doing that with my insomnia? I don't know. Anyway, so that's what I was doing, and I was like, oh, I think I want to tape this for Awaken with Elisa. So I have that on the list to do this week. I also have on the list to do this week, I have square practice. I keep calling it a spare square because Lizette is in my head. Square practice. I can't wait to get my hands on that little tiny little canvas that allows you to practice your squares. I have that going on this week. I'm going to do a more in-depth gold foil. I didn't do his wings. If you saw my video on gold foiling, this is something I've been trying to, I love, looking for ways to make things. It's just, it's in my DNA. Anytime I do anything or go anywhere that I've worked, I kind of just sit back and I watch how things move, and then I say, listen, this can make this work 100% better. You know what I mean? I just always had that in me. Like, I probably should have been like some sort of efficiency expert or something, that I can, just see how to make things like not work harder, being more productive and without working harder. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm like, I did not like, I love my canvas. I love my angel from Ren, but I don't like the way that the shield came, not the shield, well, it's like a belt, it's like, I guess it is like a shield. I don't like the way that it came out, and I'm just like, I want to pull these all off now and create something that looks a little bit more like what a gladiator would wear, because he looks like a gladiator angel. He's got this gorgeous belt that's going around his waist, and his, he's shirtless, and his abs are incredible, and his arms are incredible. I'm like, but do I want to take all these off? No. The same way you don't want to take off your AB drills that seem like they're in the wrong place. And I love that diamond painters are getting really particular about where they place their AB drills. And again, I've been saying this for a while. You have a tool right next to you when you're diamond painting. Maybe you're watching a movie, maybe you're listening to an audiobook, but take a second and take your cell phone and take your camera and look at your canvas. Look at where your AB drills would go. And, even though I didn't have the camera accessible to me because I was filming it for you guys, even while I was gold foiling, I was looking up at the camera to see where I was going. Is this making sense? Is it making sense? I don't think that it is. Oh, okay, that is. I had to break it down. So I'm still working on it, but I am going to break it down into a tutorial for you guys, because you guys loved it. And I want to hopefully go home. If it's not in my basement here, I'm going to go to my house, well, our house, and I want to see if I could, I know I have it, like it's like in a tube, and I have all different gold foils in there. I have bronze, I have silver, I have gold, I have rose gold. I might even have like a black shimmer. Because I used to teach classes, and when you teach classes, you got to make sure you not only have enough for your class that you're teaching, but that you have enough for your students to try out. So I have a lot of stuff, and I'm like, I gotta get rid of this stuff. I gotta get rid of it. Maybe that's what's keeping me up at night. I gave a lot of stuff away, and I still have a lot of stuff. And I don't even know why I'm diamond painting with a tweezer right now, but I just go with things, and I think that it's a good exercise, not just for diamond painting. It's a good exercise to reinforce. I feel like you're talking to my hands. To reinforce your intuition. When something is happening and you're just going with it and you don't know why, as long as it's comfortable, go with it, because it will make itself known to you. Like there was something this week, I don't know why I was doing something, and I just was like, it'll tell me what it is. And it was like, oh, I know what it was. It was setting up the kit up. Usually I do a kit up with you guys, but something was saying, no, just do it. And it wasn't because I didn't have the time. It's a small kit, but it is like 27 colors. But still, I was just going with it, and all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute, this is wrong. And I would have did all that videotaping for nothing, because I would have had to trash the whole thing. And that was what I was being guided to do. And so I just go with it, and I let I wait and see. Not wait and see. I have like a faith that I know how it's going to work out. It's going to happen. There's something I'm not seeing right now, but just keep going with it. And I think it's a way of strengthening your own intuition with in your own life. We all know, like we're reading Jaws, and there's this, John and I just had like a little mini conversation before he took a break, and I'm like, Chief Brody keeps ignoring what he knows is right. He knows it in his mind because it's a morality issue, but he knows it in his heart too. He could feel it in his gut, and he keeps ignoring it. So is that an S or? I thank God I took my. Do you want to believe I had to take this out again? I had to take this out again. Oh, I knocked the thing out. I had to take my magnifying glass out again. What's going on? Did you just die? Okay. Because, where was I now? I was like, is that a 5? Is that an S? I still can't make it out. Oh, that's an S. They have to put S, 5, and 3 all in the same line. There's an evilness afoot. Yeah, so that's what's been going through my brain and what I wanted to tell you guys. So let me know, like, would you want to see that on Awaken with Elisa? I think too, I was looking for, you know, I do all Johnny's promo work, and so of course he comes home. I could barely keep my eyes open. And, you know, even though I'm not sleeping, the mental power is not there. And he's like, you have to do this. You know, you have to, yeah, he needs a poster. He needs this. He needs that. I'm like, okay. All right. And then, of course, when I couldn't sleep, that's what I was working on last night because I knew it was going to be the first thing that he asked me in the morning. So I got that done for him. But I really do think that the weather is a factor. I really do think that, you know, I was really enjoying my walks, and now all of a sudden it's like, who wants to go outside? And even if it's just rainy, it's not even just the rain, it's the humidity, and it's just like, ugh. It's not like I'm in Florida and I can go to the pool and be like, you know, one too many. I have my little, did you see this thing that I have? I literally bought it just for this canvas. I got it in 5 Below, and there's like a little jellyfish in there, and it changes color, but it's also Bluetooth. So when you guys are in here, it's actually reading a book or something, or I'm listening to music. And we've been watching a lot of music lately. We started with Brian Wilson. Me and John used to, well, we do sometimes when we don't know what to watch on TV, like we've just had enough. Not that I'm even looking at television, because today is the, I don't know, something in Philadelphia. Mayor Sherelle Parker said, listen, you're welcome to our city. You're welcome. You can protest. But if you get out of hand, we're ready. And like sometimes people take that as a threat. But like, what are you supposed to do? You just can't come into our city and burn it down. You just can't go into a store and decide, yeah, I'm going to take whatever I want and, you know, not expect consequences. Because South Philly, let me tell you, it's rough. Thing, it's driving me nuts. I'm going to have to turn the plate around so I stop hitting it. It's like time now. It's like, how many times are you going to keep hitting the plate and not turning the plate around? I'll do it now. I got them all. She's so pretty, this mermaid. So pretty, but she's not by any means. There's a few places that are very little that are color blocking, but for the most part, mild confetti, but still confetti. Still a lot of confetti. Here we go. Let's turn you around. Here we go. The button's over there now. I have 2. Oh no, they were just the replacement drills. I had to call Daydreamer Design for the replacement drills. I thought I had the enhancement drills that I have for this kit. I should get them out. They're like a skip away from me, but I had to call them for replacement drills that were not in the kit, believe it or not, because I went back and looked at my unboxing and I didn't have these 3 in there. And they were very nice. They sent them out. I'll show you the enhancement drills towards the end. I'm trying to think of what else went on this week on Elisa Maria Designs. What else was happening? there's not a lot of gapping, I don't think, but enough. I do miss using my ruler, but my ruler would not fit on this canvas because it's only made for Diamond Art Club. The dimensions are different, so I do miss, you know, using that. And the only canvas that fits right now is my Moon Eater canvas, and that has not been out. Moon Eater has not been out. You know, other things are happening, going on, trying to get things done. I miss my Ivan Valikovic. I miss my cafe terrace at night, especially now that the Yorkie is done and he's made his way downstairs to the cafe room so he can be hung up in there. And I did have a frameless frame, does that make sense, where he just snapped in between two pieces of glass, and I have to look that up on Amazon because I bought that in an art store, but I'm going to see if Amazon has them. It just fit perfect for that canvas. I'm also waiting to hear, well, Art Dot contacted me again. I just got done saying they're mad at me, right? But they actually contacted me and asked me to do a review for them. A revision of the clear trays. Yep, they're back. And I was like, ugh, I don't know. They're like, listen, we have material for you to review. We have, you know, a tutorial you can watch. We revamped the style. We knew people had trouble with them, and I figured, okay, let's see what you got. And so I'm waiting for that to come. And I can tell by the design that they did revamp it. I really liked those trays because they were clear, and you know, as a creator, to have all the colors of your drills on display while you're diamond painting, it gives it a really, you know, it just looks pretty. And in fact, I kept a few of the small ones because I keep them out sometimes when I'm doing an area, I'm diamond painting an area, and it's just a prop. That's all it is, because I can't open them. But they assure me I'll be able to open them. And that little lip that was on the back that was preventing it from sliding, now that you have to press down and it'll snap to lock. So that's interesting. I don't know if it's going to slide open the other way but lock on one end. And I'm thinking, well, you know, this is going to be something like your Elizabeth Ward. Your Elizabeth Ward has a snap and it clicks down. And I have a hard time opening them. I have to use the edge of my tweezer, the round part of my tweezer. I put it under the lip and I snap it down. So what's the difference? I do like that it has the linear lines in the tray, and it has a place that it sorts out for a multi-placer, and then it has the multi-placer grid, and then it has the linear lines, and then it has a reservoir. So okay, I have a big kit that I have to kit up, and I will use it for that because I think it's like 60 containers. 60. I think it's 20 small, 40 large. So I said, okay, be happy to. And this is not an affiliate program any longer. So I think they ended their affiliate program, so I'm not an affiliate of Art Dot. I was, but they no longer, that was like kind of at the end of the email. So, but you know, it's kind of, it's not difficult for me to Most reviews that I do is with stuff that I've bought anyway. So I don't feel like I am under any kind of pressure to be like, oh, this company gave me this, and so like, I have to be kind about it. And you should be kind anyway. I mean, listen, everyone is doing the best that they can. And this is their, unless you could, unless it's like a big company where I just feel as though, you guys have the resources to look at all this stuff, and you just didn't. You just kind of like cranked it out there, knowing that, diamond painters will probably buy it, and that's not fair. But if you're a small guy, you have to be able to allow them to go back to the drawing board, to give, really good advice, and to realize that they're trying to start, and this is their livelihood in most cases, and there's no reason to be mean about it or be like, oh, you just didn't meet my expectations, and I'm going to ruin you. I mean, I know this from the restaurant business. I walked around my restaurant. I talked to everybody. If I wasn't on the floor, most times I was on the floor, but even then, I walked around. I introduced myself. Is everything okay? Can I get you anything? How do you like? And then they would leave and they would say something stupid, on social media. And I'm like, and I would go right back at them, because I'd be like, I worked that night. I know exactly who you are. I could tell you what you ate. I walked over to your table. Why'd you tell me everything was fine and then get on social media and complain about it? Like, that's not nice. It's not nice to do. People are working as hard as they can. And especially in a restaurant business, really can't afford, unless you, again, there are businesses that just pop open and they really don't have a heart in it. They think it's going to be an easy job, and they're going to, just put their delicious food out and make money. But no, there's a lot that goes on in the background that you didn't take into account, I don't want to go through all that because I'll start having panic attacks, but I think everybody's doing the best that they can. I look at it that way when I do something. Okay, you created this. Okay. But you give you give something that could be productive information, and if they're serious, they're going to take it, and they're going to be like, okay, I see what you mean. Okay. Or I get your point. Okay. As long as it's reasonable. So I decided, I said yes. So we'll see. That I'm sure that's going to be here Monday, because as soon as I said yes, they sent it out that day. So I'm sure that's going to be here Monday. It'll be interesting. And I think what I'm going to kit up with it is the Princess Mermaid, because I was hoping to get her started. She's around. I got a little... she was on my calendar to do, and she had to get pushed off because of something else that came. But I have been dying for Sarah Mustafa, and I finally have her. And I think too, I wanted to get a few more diamond paintings under my belt before I kitted something else up. But being that these art dot systems are coming, I believe that they're also sending their mini diamond painting, a mini diamond painting with it, because they want me to use, an art dot diamond painting, which I understand, and they want me to use the drills and their drills. I have never used art dot drills. I don't think that I think I may have I think I have a sample canvas of art dot, something that I bought. I saw on sale for $10, and I bought it, and I think I was like, oh, you know what? I've never tried art dot drills. Let me see what they're like. And I know the people really do like them. It's not a company that we hear a lot. We hear a lot of Dreamer Designs. We hear a lot of Diamond Art Club, Diamond Painting Shop. I don't really hear people saying, oh, art dot. And I think that's because they just don't have the artists that we like, and they need a bigger selection of artist work. And so they get kind of, you know, they have their place, especially if you have like children, that this would be a good exercise for them to do. I think this is a great craft to do with kids. You know, they have like those fun type of canvases to do. And then they have, you know, young adult, which would be, it would be challenging, you know, for the young adult to do this. Okay, got that one that just wants to keep sticking. And it's the same spot all the time on the placer where it sticks. Well, I think I'm going to have to replace this placer. It is my Star Orb placer. They're my favorite, and it's getting kind of chewed up on the end. Is this the one? This might not be the one. It might be the pink one. It's starting to get chewed up on the ends where you can actually see the ridges of the of the drill because I use it so much. It's Saturday. It doesn't feel like Saturday. It's usually chicken cutlet Saturday, but John went and bought chicken. He's like, I want fried chicken tonight. I'm like, okay. I just say, okay, whatever you want. Being that it's, you know, Father's Day weekend. He's like, but I'm not a dad. I'm like, yeah, well, you're a dad to Foofy. Your dad, she treats my son like, you know, he's got a very strong relationship with Joshua. So, he doesn't consider himself a dad, but he'll always say to Josh, you're like a son to me. So that's nice. Oh, we're coming into some juicy parts of this canvas where you start to, you know, it starts to emerge, you know. First block in, it's like, eh. But I'm on number 3. And I think I've been done in painting. John spoke for a little over a half an hour. And I diamond painted while he was reading. And, oops. And I missed my little sticky mat. I gotta get that up here too. It's somewhere. Is it in that tray? Oh, it is. It's right here. Is that it? That is not it. That's baby wipes. Ah, I put it somewhere. This is the thing. This is the problem when you have things upstairs, things downstairs, you know. And you know, I have enough stuff. I can't have 2 of everything laying around because I will go bananas. So much stuff. John has finally come around to the fact that we just have too much cookware. I know he likes to cook, but I didn't have this much stuff in my restaurant that he has. So he's finally, after 5 years, said, I think I need to get rid of some of my cookware. I'm like, yeah. I went and got the racks that they have in kitchens. And I constructed one down the basement. I was like, here, just like a kitchen. Put all your pots, pans, this, that on the shelves. And he was like, oh, I love it. I love it. If I need something, I just come down the basement. I'm like, yeah, He hasn't been down the basement in 5 years to get anything. But I was just, you know, you got to do it in baby steps. You just can't say, get rid of this. You know, you don't use it. Got to do it in baby steps. I got to let him come to the conclusion that he's not using it. So after this flash flood that we had, he's to that conclusion that, you know, stuff that we needed was on the floor and stuff that we don't use was on the shelf. So but I mean, we did do a lot of work down there. So it really wasn't like stuff that we needed was on the floor, but there was stuff on the floor that, I mean, really, you know, I had my grandmother's, all her linens that I love, all her vintage hand towels and stuff. And you guys, I gotta tell you, I just washed that towel again for the second time. I have a little beautiful little hand towel. I just washed it for the second time. It still smells of ivory snow. I can't get the ivory snow out of it. Not that I want to. Not that I want to. It smells like ivory snow. Oh gosh, it's just like so comforting. I picked it up, I went to go fold it, and I was like, oh, do you still smell the ivory snow? Mm-hmm. Yep. The gain just repelled right off of it. It's like, this is it. Grandma's here. She's not going anywhere. So I think what I could do is I could like just wrap this up, and then I'll still be diamond painting this when John comes in to finish the chapter, and maybe this square will be done. I really thought I was just going to sit here and just diamond paint quietly, and I was like, oh, I could just use it for self-care Sunday. That's the other thing I did after yoga. After I got done stretching out on the floor, it was so nice because I had Cat Stevens on. I had that playing in the background, and I thought, oh, can I do this on Awaken with Elisa? Can I play Cat Stevens because it's not monetized, and be like a really nice background music? They can't say nothing. I don't have any, I'm not monetized on this channel. Maybe I got to check it out. It was so relaxing listening to his voice in the background, and every time he switched a song, I switched a posture. And then after that, yin yoga is a very passive yoga. Well, they say that it is because you're holding stretches. Everything is done on the floor and you're holding stretches. However, I find it to be yangy also, because like yin is very internal, yang is very external, and yin is very feminine, and yang is masculine. And so like yin is yin yoga, and yang yoga would be something like vinyasa yoga, or like any of your heated yogas. But I find yin to be yin and yang, because when you're done holding the posture, you're holding, and what you're doing is you are using the compression of your own body to compress the area, and you build blood and oxygen in that area, and it just congregates there for however long you're holding the posture. And then when you let it go, it's like pulling a plug out of the tub, and all that blood and oxygenated blood and energy that has been building behind like this dam just explodes through the body, and you feel it. You feel like energetic, and you feel warm in the area whereas yin cools you down, but then you have like a warming feeling. You might have a warming feeling, but you could just feel the blood leaving the area, and you feel very you can feel like an opening, a flow, and and then by the end of it, I'm so relaxed. I just laid in shavasana, and then I got up and I opened up Book of Awakening, and I read for the day, and I did a little bit of writing, and then I went downstairs, and John was like, oh gosh, you look so refreshed. I'm like, yeah, I just did yin yoga for about maybe 90 minutes, and it was so enjoyable to listen to Cat Stevens and just be relaxed, and get away from the world, leave the world behind, and all the just everything, leave it behind, and just open up those channels that might be blocked in your body, and give them some good oxygenated blood to get things flowing and open again. It just was really nice. I was like, oh, I should videotape this for my class and do a class on yin yoga for my students. Well, I could invite my students over to yin yoga, over to Awaken with Elisa. I never thought about that. I could put it on my Facebook and have them come over, because they're always asking me, where are you teaching? Are you teaching? I miss your classes. And I'm like, No, I'm further away from the studios when I got married. I moved into John's house than I am when I lived in my home. I would just walk over to the studio. So, yeah. I do miss teaching live, though. I never got behind the teaching through a Zoom class or anything, because I was the type of teacher that walked around. I was very hands-on. If you came in and you told me anything about yourself, then I knew what I was looking at when you were practicing, and how to give you adjustments or modifications, because everybody's body's different. Everybody's body is different. So I miss that. I miss being hands-on that way. And I miss my yoga home, but it's not there anymore. It's another yoga studio. I miss what was built there. We had a great community. I'm just listening to this thing when it blows air, and I'm wondering, like, that'll probably be all you'll hear in the background. People say to me, "I can't hear you. I can't hear your video." But yet, let a bird chirp outside, and I can hear it clear as a bell. It's getting really warm in this room. I'm like ready to like just go lay down. And I'm not tired, so I'm gonna have to put the air on. I kept the air off so you guys didn't hear humming in the background. But you see, John was sticking to the plastic. Where are we? Is this the shot of pink in her hair? Oh no. Where's the pink? Oh, that's coming. Yeah, there's like a little shot of pink that runs through her hair. Maybe that's it. So I could finish this when he comes back. And I got a square done today. I have a square done. That's exciting. Oh, upside down. I'm not a good, you see how I picked that up? I'm not good with picking up single drills. Not good at it at all. Oh, you're an S. But I think I'm going to have to. I'm like down to the nitty gritty here. Just a few more. Like this. And then this color will be done. And you guys can get on with your Saturday. Hopefully it's nice and sunny where you are, because it's just gray and rainy here. My guys are outside putting the roof on. They're putting the awning on. I wanted to show you guys the so I'll put this away, and then I'll go get the enhancement drills for this. They're right on the shelf over there. I know exactly where they are. I love it. I love knowing where things are. Just amazing that you know where things are. Is that sticky? Oh, 3 over here. There's not a lot of tabs on these either. I noticed as I'm coming into the end of night's rest, I'm dealing with a lot of tabs. I'm like, what is going on here? Why all these tabs? And I found the drills that were missing. Oh my god, I got a bunch here yet. They were sitting on my cabinet in a plastic baggie. I don't know why, but they said I thought I took the whole cabinet apart where all my extra drills are. I'm like, I can't find these drills. Here they're sitting on top of the cabinet in a plastic bag that says Night's Rest on it. I'm like, oh my god. I can't make up my mind if I want to. Am I underneath here? I am. Okay. Let's get that there. Oh. If I want to start throwing my drills away, and I'll show you during the week what I do. But I said, I think what I'm going to do is just keep the drills for this together in a baggie that just says Daydreamer, and she'll be in her own little baggie. Anything that's extra. And then even if I have a color that I have missing, I can look and see, like, is it in this kit? Is it in Daydreamer? Do I have 156? Oh yeah, I have some in Daydreamer, and I'll just be able to go and pull it rather than doing what I'm doing right now. I sat here yesterday too, and I put all my drills that were all over the place in baggies in order. I separated them from round to square, and then I separated round and square, and then I put them in DMC order. Oh yeah, it was fun yesterday. It was fun. I was getting like so tired. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And then I have multiple bags of like the same color. And you know, the thought was when you go to a D kit, get your extra drills out, and if you have a bag already that has number 945, just throw them in there. That didn't happen. Now I can maybe do it that way, but I don't know. I'm thinking about just keeping the baggies together. I'm going to go get those enhancement drills. So what I have for her are these big bubbles. So anywhere where there's like, it's supposed to look like a bubble coming out of the water. I think it's on her skin. I'm going to be putting these, like, it's like around her neck. And I bought these, but these were just something that's on sale. Kaleidoscope, they're square. I can't wait till I can find a place to put these at. And then I also have pearls for squares. I might be able to make like little delicate sea foam. So I have these like around the edge where the water is. I'll see. Maybe. I'll see. There's not a lot of white in that area, but just to maybe have some bubbles around. But I think the bubbles are on her skin. I'm going to put a sticker up because you can't really see it on the canvas where they're going to go. And then I have all my enhancements out, because when I'm done with a kit, anything that's an enhancement goes back into the bag. 1000 ABO8. I mean, really. These I bought for my Clint canvases. So I have a few drills laying around that I think might be able to enhance this canvas a little bit more, like kind of sea foamy type of colors, like this blue, just here and there, just, you know, something to just like a little sparkle here and there. We'll see. I'll see. And that's it. I'm going to, oh, anything that looks like this would be great. This is a little cover minder. Anything that looks like that color, I would absolutely put in here. So I'm going to go through that, and then all my drills will be organized. And I will see you tomorrow for Self-Care Sunday, and Johnny and I are going to finish Jaws, but we're going to go see what's going on outside in our yard. Hopefully they're almost done, because I'm tired of having contractors walk in and out of my house. Have a good weekend. I'll see you tomorrow. Happy Father's Day. Bye.